People are tapping in saying that there ain't no eggs, and we need to get to the bottom of it. So I got some questions. If you got some questions, put them in the chat. Send us a message, like, comment, subscribe, the whole nine, and we're gonna get into it because I need to know who's behind this egg shortage. There's usually a supervillain of some sort behind some type of crisis. And this is not an excellent situation.
Excellent.
Right? This is a situation, and I need to find out who's behind it. So, what's up with not having any eggs? And I don't know what's going on. They said that they were out of eggs. I was like, yo, does this mean that there's a chicken shortage too? And the guy said yes. Now, I always say trust but verify, right? I hear what you're saying, but I don't really believe you, so I gotta look into it myself. So that's what we gonna do. We gonna look into it and see what's going on. And I need to know. I eat eggs almost every day. They're part of my diet. I've also heard, let me make a note here. I've also heard, are eggs bad for you? I'm sure I could ask Google, but that wouldn't be fun. So we're gonna do a little research. And first, I need to know where the fuck the eggs are. And is this part of the government's plan, right? Is there science going on with these eggs? What's going on? I need to know. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nothing. We don't got eggs. I usually think, there's some money behind it, right? Follow the money. So we for sure gonna look into it and see, what's going on. So bear with me as we, bear with me. I'm not giving them no free publicity. Bear with me as we jump into this situation. We could call me the Negro Columbo, or maybe don't say that, but just know I'm a detective right now for all intents and purposes. So so I was in Trader Joe's, and you can see this right here. There's literally no eggs, and it's been like that for a few days. And I had a homegirl from Washington hit me and say she also wasn't able to get any eggs over Christmas, right? She's in Washington. I had a homie from Southern California, from SoCal, say, yo, we having an egg shortage here too. Homegirl out in Sac, people are tapping in saying that there ain't no eggs, and we need to get to the bottom of it. So I got some questions. If you got some questions, put them in the chat. Send us a message, like, comment, subscribe, the whole nine, and we're gonna get into it because I need to know who's behind this egg shortage. There's usually a supervillain of some sort behind some type of crisis, and this is not an excellent situation, right? This is a situation, and I need to find out who's behind it. So first, let's see here. We gonna find out. Let's see, before we jump into the egg shortage, I need to know, where do eggs come from? Where do eggs come from? PETA. You know what? I'll bite. Animals are not ours. Interesting. That is an interesting perspective. Okay, they belong to the earth. And why are they here? Who, if they're not ours, are they our responsibility? That means they're also not our responsibility. If they're not ours, that means they're also not our responsibility. If it's not mine, it's not my responsibility. If I got no ownership over it, I don't have to protect it. I could do whatever I want or not do whatever I want. If I don't have I can respect it. I absolutely respect them, right? But if it's not mine, then I don't have to do nothing. I could do stuff and it's fine because it's not mine. Or maybe not. If they're not ours, who do they belong to? Anyways, I do believe that we're supposed to protect the animals, but also I do feel like they were put here for us. They were put here for us, so we can do or not do whatever we want with them. But we should respect them, and we should be respecting the earth. And with that comes responsibility, right? I do believe they're ours. I think they're all of ours. They're all of ours. We shouldn't be killing them. We shouldn't be making them go extinct. I mean, kill them out of necessity. For sport, yeah, I'm okay with that as long as it's respectful, right? If we realize there's an issue and it's the last, 100,000 for the world, right? Maybe we should slow down. Maybe we shouldn't, we're not gonna hunt these for a while. We're gonna let them repopulate, because how fun is it killing the last of something? I don't know, I think you gotta be a big dickhead to kill the last of something. Not cool, man, not cool. All right, where do eggs come from? All right, let's see. It'd be really cool if there was a video. You know what? Maybe we'll find a video. Lesson plan. 6 to 12th grades. Where do eggs in grocery stores really come from? Some students might say chickens. Some might say from farms. And that begs the question, which came first, the chicken or the egg? And you know what? We're gonna jump into that too, because why not? Which came first? Chicken or the egg? You know what? Just rather than writing it down, I'm just gonna open up a bunch of tabs. Which came first? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Oh, this is a video. You know what?
It's a question that has perplexed humanity from as early as the ancient Greeks all the way to the 21st century, and we're still dying to know. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? The question would be simple if we took it literally. Egg-laying animals existed far before chickens came about, so technically the egg came before the chicken. But this question, better worded as the chicken or the chicken egg, focuses more on the cyclical cause and consequence. That is, if a chicken is born from an egg, where did the egg come from? Another chicken, presumably, which too must have come from an egg. So which came first? On the one side, we have Team Chicken. Research suggests that the protein essential for the formation of chicken eggs, called OV17, is only found in chicken ovaries. Without it, the chicken eggshell could not be formed. So, without a chicken, you technically can't get a chicken egg. But this all depends on the nature and definition of a chicken egg in the first place. After all, is a chicken egg an egg laid by a chicken, or one that simply contains a chicken? Obviously, the OV17 bearing chicken had to come from somewhere. But if an elephant laid an egg from which a lion hatched, would it be an elephant egg or a lion egg?
What?
This leads to the other side of the story, Team Egg. During reproduction, two organisms pass along their genetic information in the form of
I might
DNA.
have to change the name of this
but
to
the
the rabbit
replication
hole.
of this DNA is never 100% accurate and often produces minor changes for the new organism.
I'm okay with
These
that.
small mutations in DNA over thousands of generations create new species, but these genetic mutations must occur in the zygote or initial cell. So, a creature very similar to a chicken, which we could call a proto-chicken, would have mated with another proto-chicken, and because of a small genetic mutation, created the first chicken, which grew in an egg. So, the egg came first? Well, Team Chicken might argue that this was simply a chicken growing inside of a proto-chicken egg. However, no one mutation can ever really constitute a new species. Even though we humans like to classify all creatures into different groups and names, this is based on how things currently are and not how they were millions of years ago. The process of evolution is so gradual that no one proto-chicken to chicken birth could really be considered a new species at the time. much like how dogs have come from wolves. As humans began to interact with and domesticate wolves, there was no one single point where a wolf gave birth to a dog, but rather, as particular traits came about from selective pressures, such as choosing wolves who were not afraid of humans or ones that were less aggressive, over many generations we can see big genetic and behavioral trait differences. So, where does this leave us? We're left with two scenarios. Some early egg-laying species gradually led to the creation of the proto-chicken, which laid proto-chicken eggs. In one of these eggs, there was a mutation causing a slight change in selective advantage, and this was ultimately the first chicken, which then went on to lay chicken eggs. In this case, the chicken technically came first. Or we have a proto-chicken which gave birth to a chicken inside of what we would classify as a chicken egg, and as such, the egg came first. Which brings us back to the nomenclature and question of what is a chicken egg, which is a fairly meaningless question. But at the end of the day, what we can all agree on is that, regardless of whether it was a chicken egg or a proto-chicken egg, the first true chicken came from an egg. The egg came first.
Wow.
Got a burning question you want answered? Ask it in the comments or on Facebook and Twitter, and subscribe for more
all right.
videos.
I don't know how I feel about that, but I mean, I guess for this we'll go with that. We'll go with that. The egg came first. All right. Well, where did the eggs come from? All right. Eggs in grocery stores, where do they really come from? Some students might say chickens, some might say farms, and some might even say factory farms. That's true. This might get dark. Let's see here. We're just gonna open up a new tab. Factory farms for chickens. Not anymore, at least. I get rid of that? Don't allow. Don't allow. Hold on a second. Bear with me. That's gonna bug me. Problem solved. And I think this is still being a little laggy. I don't like it. Yeah, still being a little laggy, but I think we'll live. All right, so chicken factory farming. This is a .org. Usually these sources are usually biased. Which is okay, but I just want the truth. I don't want bias, right? I want the truth, and I always say trust but verify. It sounds like it might be right. The egg might have came first. I'm not completely sold, so I'm gonna look for some more evidence. But for now, we'll go with the egg coming first. All right. How are chickens raised in factory farms? Why is factory farming bad for chickens? Factory farming denies chickens the freedom to behave naturally, to build nests, spread their wings, take dust baths. It's a dust bath. To clean themselves, scratch for food, bond with their children and other flock members, or live full lives. How long do chickens live in these factory farms? Lives of male chicks in the egg industry are over as soon as they begin. Wow. Whoa. Inhumane treatment. The lives of male chicks in the egg industry are over as soon as they begin. Male chicks cannot lay eggs, so they're useless to the industry and aren't covered by any animal welfare laws. Wow, that's dark. United Egg Producers, the agricultural cooperative that covers about 90% of the egg production in the United States. Oh. Okay. United Egg Producers, copy that. The agricultural cooperative that covers about 90% of the egg production in the U.S. Let's see. You know what? Hold on a second. Let's do this, because I want to make sure you're not getting any noise from this heater. It's a little chilly. It's a little chilly, but you know, we're gonna rock with it. And I'm a little concerned. My hearing, I went to sleep last night. I woke up and the hearing on my right side is very strange. I don't know what that's about. It's almost like I can't hear. It's very strange. And I don't know what's going on. But we gonna get through it. Let's see, let me do this real quick. We're gonna get through it. All right, United Egg Producers Agricultural Cooperative that covers about 90% of the egg production in the U.S. made headway with animal advocates in 2016 when they promised to stop killing male chicks by 2020. However, they updated their statement in 2021 saying they were unable to find a way to do so. What the fuck? Hey, we promised we're gonna stop killing these chickens in 2020. And then a year later, maybe they said December. Maybe they said December 2020. Maybe they said, you know what? By the end of 2020, we're gonna stop killing chickens. And then a month later, in January, this is giving them the extreme benefit of the doubt, which is probably a year later. They're like, you know what? We couldn't figure out a way to not stop killing chickens. So, oops. Yeah, okay. Just integral. How integral inhumane practices have become to chicken farming. It's a part of their practice. Confinement in battery cages. Good Lord, hold on. This is, all right, remember I said that this stuff is biased. This sounds terrible. This sounds absolutely terrible. And although I do believe that this might be the case, trust but verify. So we're gonna check another source. I'm gonna go through this because, you know, I've heard they do some inhumane stuff to chickens and animals, which I believe that, and that's actually why I stopped eating meat. I'm not, you know, I didn't do it because I care about the animals. I do care about the animals, and I believe that they're ours and they're here for us, and we're supposed to protect them, right? We're responsible for them. I do believe they are our responsibility, as is everything on this planet. We're supposed to take care of our brothers and sisters, cousins, uncles, aunts, even if they don't look like us, even if they actual ants. Even if they're actual ants or ant eaters, right? Nature is doing this amazing thing. It's been here long before us, and it will be here long after us. And we're supposed to take care of it while we got it, right? So, with all that being said, I actually stopped eating meat because I heard that they were doing some crazy stuff, and I heard that it could be cancerous, right? And that was enough for me to at least take a you know, look at it. Be like, yo, can I do without this? It might be cancerous, it might not be, but like, can I do without it? And I stopped eating meat, and I felt like I had more energy, and that was enough for me to continue. It's not because like, oh, you shouldn't be eating meat, and you're a terrible person, and I'm gonna pour paint on your fur coat. Nah, that fur coat is pimping. And it looks tight, and you know, I don't know anything else, you know, mink, I don't know anything about it. But if it's cancerous, that's not good. I think cancer is going up in record numbers. I think that we're probably adding to it, and the things that we're doing isn't good for our health. So, you know, I was just looking for a healthy alternative. And with that being said, I believe that some of this stuff might be true. Debeaking, now that sounds crazy. What? Baby chickens in factory farms start life by undergoing a painful ooh, that's a word. Unaestheticized, Anesthetized? Anesthesia is what puts them to sleep. Don't know how to say that word. Unanesthetized. Anesthetized. Unanesthetized. Amputate. They don't give them drugs because that's expensive, right? Amputation of about 1/3 of their beaks. 1/3 of their beaks. They're cutting off 1/3 of their beaks, or they're cutting off 1/3 of the chicken's beaks that are in there. 1 out of 3 chickens is getting their beaks cut off, or is it 1/3 of every chicken's beak? Also referred to as beak trimming. Leaves chickens depressed. Yeah, I'd be depressed if you cut off 1/3 of my nose or mouth. Chronic pain and in a state of extreme sensitivity when using their beaks, often for the rest of their lives. The industry does this to prevent chickens from pecking each other. Okay, that makes sense. From pecking each other, sometimes to death, a behavior that results from living in overcrowded and stressful confinement. Okay. Well, me being a solutionist, if I were to start thinking about a solution here, they could maybe not have so many chickens in one area. Well, they're doing this to maximize profit. Okay. I would say don't have so many chickens in one area. Or maybe you put rubber around their beaks. But will they choke on that and die? Prevent chickens from pecking each other, sometimes to death. You gotta separate them. You gotta separate them. Maybe put some money into infrastructure, right? Like, do they have to be all on the same? You can have the same amount of chickens in the area, but maybe you separate them from somewhere. You separate them from each other so they don't peck each other to death when they're stressed out. Confinement and battery cages. Battery cage, genetic manipulation. Broiler chickens have been selectively bred to grow so quickly that if a human grew at the same rate, they would weigh 660 pounds by the time they were 2 months old. Good Lord. I was gonna say, we are getting heavy. I mean, at least here in America, we're for sure getting heavier. But 660 pounds by the time they're 2 months old. That's crazy. Broiler chickens have been selectively bred to grow so quickly that if a human grew at the same rate, they would weigh 660 pounds. I don't know. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying it. I need to look into that further, and I'm probably not going to do that right now. But I'm not buying that because, like, how big do chickens usually get, right? Like, what is their full growth potential? And they might grow fast, but they probably, I'm saying, I do know that we're, messing with these things, but how much are we messing with these chickens? Okay, if a chicken is usually, I'm gonna throw out a number here, if a chicken is usually 10 pounds, are they growing to 50 pounds, 50-pound chickens? I don't know. I think that they might just maybe doubling it, which, probably not good. But 660 pounds by the time they're 2 years old, like, for a human adult, I would need to see that. You know what? Let's look that up, because I'm calling bullshit right now. I'm gonna say that. Let's see here. Wow. Chicken size, adult. All right. Let's do broiler chicken. Broiler chicken size, adult. Fryer or boiler chickens. Okay. See, that's, yeah, supersized problem. Okay. Approximately 2.5 to 4.5 pounds, are quite lean and have a flexible breastbone. All right, that's some random source. Let's see. All right. Producing eggs. See, I didn't even want to jump in this rabbit hole because you got all types of depressing, and this is not fun. I'm not telling you not to do nothing, for sure. I'm for sure not saying that. But like, if we gonna do something, we should at least know what we're doing. Shouldn't we? Right? They say ignorance is bliss. Or I heard today in a book I'm reading, bliss is ignorance. Which, you know, I kind of believe it. If you don't know what they're doing to these chickens, you might be like, oh, it's all good. But if you hear it, you're like, yo, they de-beaking these things, like cutting their noses off so they don't peck each other? Like, oh, that's nice. They don't want them to peck each other, but it's really, I think it's really all about money. Like, that's what it's about. It's not so they can be nice. All right, fresh from the trauma of World War II, mid-century Americans imagined a peaceful, prosperous, geez, it would help if I could read, prosperous future. They dreamed of moon rockets and flying cars, which we got rockets and we got flying cars. Now they're not like, you know, what they picture them to be. They look like personal planes. It's really what they look like. They look like personal planes, but you know, it's all good. All right. Rockets, flying cars, blah, blah, blah. Bigger. Okay, yeah, we want bigger birds. 12 to 6 weeks or less. As the winning chicks hatched in 1948, they were used to breed the strains now used by large-scale commercial farms. The time needed to raise a broiler chicken raised for meat dropped from 12 weeks to 6 or less. All right, so they cut it in half. All right, now remember it said 2 to 4 pounds. So it would take 12 weeks for a chicken to get to 4 pounds, and now they're doing so at 6 weeks or less. We'll say 6 weeks. So in 6 weeks, they're literally doubling it, right? They're cutting it in half. Feed required fell by half, and the growth rate multiplied by 4. Growth rate multiplied by 4. Now, does that mean that they were growing that means that they were growing 4 times as fast, but does that mean they were growing 4 times as large? Let's see. Amount of breast on an individual bird rose by nearly 70%. By 1978, a pound of chicken, which in 1922 had cost around $5.50 in today's dollars, cost just $2.46. Per capita chicken consumption grew 4-fold, and a whole new industry emerged, dominated by factory farms controlled by corporations such as Tyson and Pilgrim's Pride. All right, so remember those names, because we want to know who the largest producers are. Pilgrim's Pride. Profits. We gonna look into that too. We gonna jump into this. This is gonna be a rabbit hole, but you know, we're here. I'm interested. I want to know, how come I can't walk into a grocery store and get any damn eggs? And after doing this, after jumping in this rabbit hole, am I gonna want eggs afterwards? Maybe. Eggs got a lot of protein, and so do beans. I eat those too, right? I do eat eggs. I would say that I'm a vegetarian, but I do eat some forms of meat. I will eat fish, right? So we could say plant-based, we could say pescatarian, whatever label you want to throw on it, be my guest. I'm not confined by any labels. I do what I want. And you should too. You should absolutely do what you want too, right? Let's hand it. All right, so amount of breast meat on an individual bird rose by 70%. Tyson and Pilgrim's Pride. All right, recent paper. Who wrote the paper? Recent paper, was it PETA? A recent paper shows the consequences. Scientists at a research farm in Alberta, Canada, that has continued to breed earlier strains of chickens Wow, that's interesting. I need to see these. Oh, here it is. Can I make this large? I can't click on that. All right, that's fine. The result is unsettling. On the left, a comparatively fit bird, 1956. Wow. No way. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Good Lord. Look at this little ass bird. This little 1957 bird. This bird was born 1 year before my mom. 1957 bird. What is that movie? The chicken, the rooster, cock-a-doodle-doo? That was the name of it? If you're young, you probably don't know about that. Cock-a-doodle-doo, I think was the name of it. Rockin' Rooster. Where's my Google? I think it's Rock-a-doodle-doo. Is that what it is? Which came first, rugby or football? That's not what I'm looking for. Rock-a-doodle. This one. It's crazy because who are these people? Who are these people? Yeah, this is it. I haven't seen this in a while, actually. Anyways, 1957, 1978, 2005 to present. So this is what they look like, which is absolutely nuts. It's crazy that chickens have gotten this big over this time period. That's 48 years. Is that 48 years? Yeah. Yep. 48 years. On the left, comparatively fit bird. In the center, plump chicken, who appears normal if you don't know how chickens used to look. And on the right, the chicken of tomorrow, morbidly obese bird, who appears monstrous next to the others. She's a juvenile, but the size of her body has outgrown the capacity of her bones and joints, muscles, and organs to support it. Jeez, broilers weren't killed at 42 days. They wouldn't survive another 2 weeks. Who's this? University of Bristol. Okay, now I will say that I think colleges are usually unbiased in the way that they do their studies. So I think, EDUs, professional papers, research papers, I think that those are pretty unbiased opinions on things. They usually do a pretty good job of objectively telling the truth, right? So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the objective truth here. Broilers are the only livestock that are in chronic pain for the last 20% of their lives. They don't move around much because it hurts their joints so much. Damn, that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. There's people with chickens as pets, actually. And my mom has a property in New Jersey, and her neighbors used to have roosters. And I remember waking up there super early to the annoying sounds of these roosters, hearing these cocks crow. Not fun. But I think it is really cool to have chickens. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, when I get my next spot, I'll probably have some livestock. Probably have some chickens. So I don't gotta worry about going to Trader Joe's and them not having no eggs. And I think it's something special and respectful about raising the food that you're gonna eat, right? I got a homie, he's got a farm, and every year they kill one cow. Some places they don't kill cows. India, they don't believe in it. I went to Bali and there's no beef, no steak. That's against the law. It's against the law there. India, they respect there's no beef there. Yes, that was a pun. And they're actually super respectful. I would call that the happiest place on earth. Studies showed it was like Denmark a while ago. But I would say it's Bali. And I don't know what it is today. The actually happiest place on earth. I don't know what it is, but for me, I would say it's Bali just because it's super amazing there. And they don't kill their cows, so whatever they're doing there has got to be working, right? Okay, let's see here. 2016 initiative comes after years of research years of research have documented the suffering produced by the bird's genetics. Humane Society International's Sarah Shields studied whether farmers could encourage broilers to dust bathe and improve their welfare through increased exercise. but she found that because of their size, dust bathing was not enough, and by the time the birds approached the market weight, they did not engage in much behavior beyond sitting and eating. That's sad. I mean, it's essentially a chicken jail, is what it is. I mean, they at least give, convicts, a little free time to go out and, convicts, people that are in jail, convicted them, it doesn't mean they actually did the stuff, but they at least give them, recreation time. Could they do that with chickens? Why don't they do that with chickens? You put them in jail, give them some recreation time. Let them holler at, some outdoor time. If an animal only has 6 weeks to live, it's really important that they have a positive experience because that's all they got, 6 weeks. Jeez. Yeah, because, this said that they're getting to that weight, which I want to know exactly what weight it is. I need to know what weight it is. It says they grew 4 times as fast, and there was 70% more breast meat. So let's do 70%, what it said, 4 pounds, 50% would be 2, 70% I think would be 7, 6.5. What's 70%? Let's do this. 4, 7, 2.8 plus 4, 6.8. Yeah, 6.8. So let's say 7. Jeez. So they're going from 4 pounds to 7 pounds. Okay, here we go. What policy? Starbucks and Panera. I actually used to work at Panera. Yep, have announced a similar policy. So what policy is this? Worked with Purdue, one of the country's largest producers, to develop a reform plan that includes changing the type of broiler farmers raise and offering birds more room. That sounds like that makes sense. I'm on board with that. I am on board with that. Let's see here. Starbucks and Panera Bread have announced a similar policy. Late in 2016. 5 largest food service companies are in the country. 115 million chickens a year. Compass Group, Sodexo, Aramark, Delaware North, and Centerplate announced with the HSUS that by 2024 they will adopt a new global animal partnership standard for healthier breeds of chickens, better living conditions, and increased space per bird. That makes sense. Y'all got all this money. Why don't y'all treat these birds better? Is it only about the money? Well, what about your consumers? Do you care about your consumers? If you're stressing the birds out, we're taking on that stress. How much can you care about us if you're letting us eat stressed birds? Give the birds some more room. Give the birds some more room. I'm not saying don't eat meat. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you want people to eat meat, corporations, Tyson, Pilgrim's Pride, at least make sure that the birds are healthy. I'm not mad at y'all making money. Go ahead, get how you live. But at what cost? You gonna shorten up your profits if your consumers aren't able to have a healthy product. Suffering silently. All right, let's see, ranging free. Okay, I think this is what they mean by free range. And that makes sense to me. And I hope to then just do this for a photo op because, these companies be tricky, real tricky. More humane future. Yeah, let's give these birds some space. All right, let's see here, broiler. All right, I think Wikipedia is going to give us a weight. Vaginal orifice. All right, here we go. 2 kilograms. General biology. Modern commercial broilers, Cornish crosses, Cornish rocks, artificially selected and bred for large-scale efficient meat production. noted for having very fast growth rates, high conversion ratio, and low levels of activity. What does that mean? They don't move a lot? Low levels of activity. Does that mean they're not moving around a lot? I think that's what they mean. Modern commercial broilers are bred to reach a slaughter weight of 2 kilograms in only 5 to 7 weeks. Those are those numbers again. All right, kilograms. Let's see. I'm in the States. We don't use kilograms here. I'm trying to figure it out, though. I will say that. Let's see here. Kilos. 2 kilograms to pounds. 4.4, and that's exactly the number that we heard earlier. So I'll buy that. 5 to 7 weeks. Slow-growing, free-range, and organic strains have been developed, which reach swallow weight at 12 to 16 weeks of age. Slow-growing, free-range. So if you're going to eat chicken, it sounds like you should be looking for slow-growing, free-range, or organic. Slow-growing, free-range, and organic. Yeah, that's like their normal situation. 4 months. Typical broilers have white feathers and yellowish skin. Hybridization. Gray jungle fowl. What's that? It's a gray jungle fowl. Oh, they're really just... Oh, is this for fly fishing? I don't know what this is. Fly tying, basic equipment. Ah, yep, fly fishing. Oh, that's cool. So they're, that's interesting. Fly fishing, fly tying, dressing flies. Process of producing an artificial fly by used by fly fishing anglers to catch fish. That's cool. All right, so these birds, gray jungle fowl, I think that are being bred with chickens, with other chickens, with the broilers. Their feathers are being used for fly tying. That's cool. Gray jungle fowl will sometimes hybridize in the wild. Okay, with the red jungle fowl. Free-range domestic chickens. Sometimes with free-range domestic chickens kept in habitations close to forests. Gray jungle fowl and red jungle fowl diverged about 2.6 million years ago. All right. Cool, so now we know what a gray jungle fowl is. All right. General biology. All right, here we go. Broilers have white feathers, yellow skin. Recent genetic analysis have revealed that the gene for yellow skin was incorporated into domestic birds through hybridization with gray jungle fowl. Modern crosses are also favorable for meat production because they lack the typical hair, which many breeds have that must be removed by singeing and plucking the carcass. It's all about the money. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. That's what it's all about. Feeding and feed conversion. Meat birds. 9 billion broiler chickens. All right, here we go. Look at all those eggs. That's where the eggs are. Artificial selection has led to a great increase in the speed at which broilers develop and reach slaughter weight. Time to reach 1.5 kilograms, 3 to 5 ounces. Live weight decreased from 120 days to 30 days between 1925 and 2005. That's crazy. Cardiovascular dysfunction. Wow, now we're getting into some of the issues that these chickens are having. So real quick, just a quick recap. We found out that according to some guy, which I'm gonna go back and look at, where that study came from. According to science, the egg came first, right? We're finding out that eggs are coming from these broiler chickens, and they're not using male chickens. Actually, the male chickens are being killed in the first immediately because there's no use for them. And, you know, I don't like it, but I get it, right? Do something with them. People might want them as pets. Don't they get other chickens pregnant or something? You'd still need more females. You could have a bunch of females and one male, I guess. They gotta be good for something, right? What do chickens do? What do chickens do? Like, what good do they, aside from eating them? I believe that every animal has a purpose. And aside from being food for humans and other animals, which could be their only purpose, what do chickens do in nature? Let's look into that real quick. Let's look into that real quick. No, I don't want to know what they eat. I want to know what they do. Natural life of chickens. Live together as a flock, distinct hierarchy or pecking order. Spend their day foraging for food, scratching the ground, looking for insects and seeds. What do they eat? What do they eat? What do they want? What do they eat? Well, they eat bugs and insects, fruits and veggies, seeds. Okay, sorrychicken.com. Okay, what purpose? Let's look at that. What purpose do chickens serve? There you go. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's do this real quick. Do chickens serve any useful purpose other than being a good source of food? Yep. All right, garbage disposal. All right, here we go. They eat just about anything, so you can feed them with chicken scraps and leftovers that aren't enough to be worth keeping. Keeping the snails away from the vegetable patch. For as long as we've had chickens, we've had practically no snails because they'd been eaten. That's cool. Good for composting. Our chickens loved pecking and digging in the compost. It was nicely wriggly, nutritious, crawly things. Oh, this is just a person, a farmer of some sort. Wow. Unclaimed packages. How do I get my hands on some of those packages? Nobody wants them. I want some. Entertainment. They're really stupid. I thought they were smart. They're really stupid. Therefore, quite funny sometimes. Ours were covered in snow, stand in a circle, looking around and clucking. New hiding places for their eggs. All right, I mean, that's cool, but what's the main purpose of a chicken? Give me. Rooster. Adult male bird. Widespread domestic animals. I'm refusing to believe that there's a chicken shortage. Like, look at these numbers. There's billions of chickens. Genetic studies have pointed to multiple maternal origin theories of within South Asia, Southeast Asia, East Asia. The clad, what's this? Monophyletic group, natural group, clad. Found in the Americas, Europe, Middle East, and Africa, originated from Indian subcontinent. All right, that's great. What do they do? Crowing, courtship, broodiness, defensive behaviors, reproduction, physiology. Use by humans. Uses by humans. Origin and diasporal. History. Purpose. defensive behaviors. Hatching early life, brooding, nesting, courtship. I mean, all of this is great. Here we go. Gregarious, live together in flocks. Fighting an injury, which is why they cut their beaks. Omnivores. Lizards. Small snakes. I'm okay with that. Average chicken may live for 5 to 10 years depending on the breed. 16 years according to the Guinness Book of World Records. Guinness World Records, all right. Let's see here. Domestic chickens are not capable of long-distance flight, although lighter chickens are generally capable of flying for short distances, as over fences and into trees where they would naturally roost. All right. I mean, I think we kind of, here we go, University of Cambridge. I'll buy this one. And then we're gonna move on. Why do we use chickens? Chickens are also used when birds are needed for physiological study. Okay, bred domestically for many years, so a large amount of literature on their physiology is available. Hardy embryos, eggs, whose development occurs outside the body of the mother. Small portion of the eggshell can be removed and replaced with clear plastic so that the development of the chicken can be viewed in all stages. Wow. Actually, that's pretty interesting. That's like taking a fetus out of a woman and putting it in an incubator so that you can watch it grow, which I think is possible, and I think that they're doing that. Now, are they cloning? Okay, here's a science question. If the egg came first, can we make other eggs come first without a chicken? Have we been eating these science eggs this entire time? I don't like that. I'm all for science, but I would like to know if I'm eating science eggs, because something's not natural, and I prefer my food to be natural. I don't want to be eating no science eggs, man. No clone, no eggs, no. No, that's not what I want. Absolutely not. Okay. That's very interesting though. Let's, are they cloning eggs? Can chicken eggs be cloned? Let's see, vertebrates, developmental processes, great deal in common with humans. Interesting, despite the many differences. Also been used to discover the molecular basis of limb development. Interesting. Immune system. Why do we use chickens? All right. But that doesn't say what they do in nature. You guys are missing the mark here. I mean, that's cool. Importance of chickens. Free fertilizer, pest control. Let's. All right. Let's do in nature. All right, here we go. Natural fertilizer. Okay. 50 times a day. What? Interesting. Didn't know that. I guess that's good for plants. Yeah, probably. Cool. Okay, compost. Chicken shit. This gives a whole new meaning to chicken shit. So if someone's chicken shit, they're actually pretty useful and good for a garden. All right, we'll go with that. Fresh eggs, minimize waste. I like that. If you're left with piles of leftover food scraps and are hesitant about putting them in your bin, feathered friends certainly have better use for them. Scrap-rich diet. Now, okay. Leftover food scraps. Bones. Will chickens eat bones? Okay. Probably not. They probably won't eat bones. Natural pest control. Clutches of insects. All right. Grasshoppers, slugs, snails, beetles. Sustainability. Great family pets. All right. It's easy to keep them. They go to bed when they need to. All right. Well, I will say that all this has convinced me to get some chickens. As soon as I get my next spot, I'm gonna get some chickens. I would love to be in my next spot by the end of the year. I got some goals to hit before that happens, so stay tuned. All right, so they're good for the earth. They eat bugs, pests, they fertilize the earth, and they give us eggs. So, all right, cool. All right, let's go back here. Inside an egg farm. Ooh, this is age restricted. Undercover investigative footage below. Pull some facts from the photos. From the feature on the egg industry. Feature about egg industry. Explains to students why egg farms use battery cages in the process of debeaking. Oh, wow. I don't know that we want to see that. How much time are we in? All right. Yeah. You know what? Let's watch this. Continue. Oh. All right, yeah, we're not gonna watch all this. We're not gonna do all this. That's crazy. Good Lord. Yeah, these birds need more space. What? Yeah. Yeah. That's not love nor respect. I bet. Yo, this is crazy. How is this guy filming this? I don't care about them being windowless, but they do need vitamin D. They need to be outside. That's just bottom line. These birds need to be outside. I'd be depressed in there too. How are they eating?
World calls you a fool for this.
Ugh. Yeah, I bet. Okay, this is crazy. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's get out of here. All right. Well, I will tell you this was not the purpose of this video. I would just want to know who's behind this damn egg shortage. And my curiosity has led me here to not want to eat those chickens. I don't want to eat those. I can't say that I won't ever eat chicken again, just because jerk chicken is really good. And in Jamaica, I don't believe that they're doing that. So I can't say that I won't eat chicken again, but if a show won't beat Tyson or Pilgrim's Pride or these dickheads that lied about the year they would stop killing these little guys. Yes, that all rhymed, and I did that on purpose. All right. Okay, so we've already discovered which came first, the chicken or the egg. We have found out where the eggs come from. They come from broiler chickens, right? Let me double check. Let's see, where do eggs come from? Yep. Battery cages, genetic manipulation, factory farm chicken bad for you. Unsavory truth. Human body has evolved to digest chicken meat. It doesn't mean we should necessarily. Overuse of antibiotics, environmental impact. Six weeks. Factory farm chickens never make it to the slaughterhouse. Wow. Oh yeah. Are ground alive. Male chickens on layer farms are ground alive in meat grinders, or are suffocated after they're dumped in trash bags. Killed by having their neck snapped. Jeez. Hung upside down. Electrocuted. What? Why are they doing this? I hate that this is like, I guess where I am, but I'm curious. I don't know. Jumped in a rabbit hole.
World calls you a fool for this.
Yeah, well, that was depressing. Thanks, guys. I want to know where chickens come from. Where do the eggs come from? Where do chicken eggs come from? From hens.
The making of an egg. Now that we know a hen's health is maintained, here's how they do their important work of producing eggs. Every hen is born with tiny yolks inside her ovary. As those yolks grow, they start the journey through her oviduct. They start in the funnel-shaped infundibulum and move to the magnum. This is where the egg white or albumin develops. In the isthmus, the shell membrane is formed. Next, in the uterus or shell gland, the eggshell is formed and the egg's color is defined. The majority of the process happens here, roughly about 20 hours. Finally, the egg is laid through the vent, and an egg is complete. The process takes between 24 and 26 hours to create a single egg. And
Wow.
then the process starts all over again.
An egg a day. All right. So if chickens can make an egg a day, how the hell are we out of eggs? Where the fuck are all the eggs? All right, so we know that the egg came first. That's what they're saying. We know that they come from hens. We know that they're put into these places, these chicken jails. And broiler chickens, wait, are broiler chickens used just for meat? Yep, used specifically for meat production. All right. Let's look up commercial hen farm. Black hen farm? That sounds cool. I'm black. Oh. That's not what I thought. That's deceptive. Who are you guys? I thought they were black people with a hen farm. Turns out that it's just black hens. Which, you know, black hens matter. All right, here we go. Chicken farm, feeding a nation. Jeez. All right. I don't want to spend a bunch of time on this. Here we go. Where's the mute? Mute. Can't have this music playing. Are these science eggs? I don't see no chickens. I just see eggs. I need to know where the chickens are at. Cause I don't see no hens. Oh, those didn't look good. Those got tossed. Excellent. Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns. This looks like a lot of science. I'm gonna be hot if they're feeding us these science eggs without our consent. Yo, I'm not gonna be happy, not in the least. If they're feeding us these science eggs, I'm not gonna be happy. Automatic feed dosing, what is this? This is a 16-minute long video, and I'm not happy about it. Oh. Stress-free chick processing, okay. Oh. There's no way we're out of fucking chickens if this is how they're growing. They're growing them in a plant. Fucking growing these chickens in a plant. There's no way that we're out of eggs. What's going on? Something nefarious is about. You're not gonna tell me that we're out of chickens and eggs if you literally grow them in a factory. These people are bird watchers. And this is foul. And I'm not believing it. Not one bit. We're not out of eggs. There's no egg shortage. Absolutely not. No fucking egg shortage. Who came up with this? All right, what is this? That looks like food. Okay, yep, that looks like food. All right, those are heaters. This place looks actually pretty nice. This definitely don't look like that place that we saw with the jail cells. Is this what they call free range? I would call this like limited freedom. I mean, it's definitely better than them being in cages. And they at least look like they're a little nicer to them. I'm okay with it. What company is this? I'm not happy that these things are being grown in a lab, I think. Maybe there's just, I missed a part. Maybe I just missed the beginning of it. Maybe we'll go back. Hold on, let's see. Let's see, we're 4 minutes and 40 seconds in. We'll go back to 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So this just starts here. This just has, we just have the eggs. Live embryo detection. I feel like, so the eggs that we eat don't have live embryos. At least most of them. So I think the ones that we get, only viable eggs are transferred. So I think the ones that we get obviously aren't these live ones. All unwanted eggs remain untouched and they get tossed out. Unwanted eggs dispatched to separate waste rooms. They get thrown out. Egg disposal. Yep. So, precise point is down setting. Eggs are placed in a hatch care tray. Jeez. All right, let's go back 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Let's do that. We'll do that. Okay. So, the real question is, what are these? Is this playing? Are these? Well, we're obviously not going to eat these, but are these making the eggs that we're going to eat, or are they making more chickens? Look at them, they're growing. That's free range. They don't look like they've had their beaks cut. I think this is better. I would like for them to be outside, but why aren't they outside? What are these guys doing? What are you guys doing? I'd play it, but the music, I'm not doing the music thing. So we're sitting in silence here while I'm talking through this. 5 weeks. All right, remember they said that they grow full size in half the time, which is 6 weeks. Okay. All right, so we got a bunch of chickens, and these don't look like those supersized birds that they showed us. These look like organic joints, and I would call these are probably free range catching. Oh, that looks cool. Oh. How are you catching them? Catching by one operator, okay. Collecting 9,000 birds per hour. Weighing broilers. All right, these are the ones that we eat. Wow. No. We're not out of eggs. We're not out of eggs. Not if this is how they get them. All right, I've seen enough. Let's you know what? I like this place. I at least respect this. They looked like they were nice to the eggs, to the birds. They didn't treat them so foul, right? They looked like they were nice to them. They looked like they could roam around. I didn't see the beaks get cut off. This looks pretty clean. All right, maybe these are the ones that are getting 8. Wow, 9,000 an hour. Good Lord. What are they feeling for? These, aside from probably how they got killed, these didn't look like they had a terrible life. Let's say comparatively, right? Comparatively, they didn't look... Oh, hold on, what did that say? Let's go back. Oh, we can't go back. What is this? What is that? Go back. Dramatization, what? Play. Union rules prohibit filming. All right. What is that? What is that? Some type of preservative? We missed the part where they pulled the feathers off, but I think they boil them or something, right? I think that's what happens. All right, well, $1 million chicken farm. Amazing modern chicks, poultry, farming technology. And you know what? I'm not mad at that. Oh, that's ridiculous. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go back. All right, so those are the ones for eating. Get close. Get out of here. All right, commercial hen farm, eggs. I want to see eggs. Main decisions. All right, and this is what it looks like, apparently. Although, stop buying eggs. Okay. Consider an egg substitute. Not doing tofu. Nope. Sorry about it. I want an unbiased source. I see that that's what it looks like. Let's see here. Egg farm. That's what we want. We want an egg farm. And I think we can turn the sound back up right after this commercial. I just paid for a premium. How am I getting? Oh. Okay. This sounds humane, nice. Music. Oh, come on. All right, so we're just gonna let's get through this. So we see them. They are, oh, we missed a step. What's the difference between brown eggs and white eggs? Oh, they come from brown chickens? That makes sense to me. That's what I'm gonna start telling people. All right, show us the eggs. Here we go, hold on, go back. All right, let's. Okay. Okay. All right, so he said that they don't use antibiotics or hormones. It sounds like what's in the feed is a secret. So hopefully it's not, anything that's harming the, this place looks, well, let's see. Let's see where they're kept. Okay. Can they move around in there? Yeah, kinda. I mean, this looks better than the other one. You think he's just holding it nicely for the camera? We saw that other guy stuffing them in there, which was absolutely not cool, but, it is what it is. All right. So he said years. They lay an egg a day. I can't see the end of this place. And this is one farm in Oregon. How many acres is this thing? I kind of want a chicken farm. I'd be nice to them. Let them free range. They're Not gonna fly away. All right. Well, 100,000 eggs cross this belt every day. There's 12 eggs in a dozen. Let's do some quick math. All right. 100,000. That's a lot of eggs. It's a lot of cartons. Every day. That's from one place. $100,000 every day. And that's the number. And they donate 8,000 a week. 8,000 eggs. They donate 8,000 eggs. Wow. All right, so I'm coming to the conclusion there's not an egg shortage. Somebody's holding these eggs hostage. Now we need to find out who's doing it. All right, let's close out of this. Close. Close. All right, egg shortage. Avian flu. What? A Redmond farmer said, oh, hold on. A Redmond farmer said while her flock hasn't been impacted by avian flu, other environmental factors have led to a dramatic drop in the number of eggs laid. Unless they're paying me. A day.
World coast, you a fool for this.
Yeah. Wow. 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 That sounds really good right now. I would love some pancakes right now. %60. Nah. All right, well, that makes sense, I guess. So she said she was getting 15 dozen. Is that what she said? Let's go back real quick. No! All right. Wow. All right. Well, avian flu has been drastically reducing the amount of eggs that egg producers are producing. I don't like that one bit, because that means that we get less eggs and we pay more for the less eggs that we have access to. So I will be, I have a meeting tomorrow at 10. I have to be there at 9:30. I've got to get the eggs at 8. I got to get to sleep. It's 10:50. All right. We're gonna cover a couple more things because I still have some more questions. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. So, let's see. I think that's the one we just watched. Let's check out our good friends over at SF Gate. Oh, okay. Here we go. California egg prices are increasing. Bird flu is not solely to blame. Which store is this? Price hike in the egg department. Yeah. Getting taxed. Egg prices have increased by as much as 49% in 2022. It's become an ongoing issue in the States. One of the main factors is bird flu. All right. Okay. So, I think maybe if they are cloning eggs, the eggs that they're cloning aren't susceptible to bird flu because they're grown in a lab. And we haven't even looked into if they're cloning eggs yet, but the science said that the egg came first, which leads me to believe that they can just clone them. So, let's see what we got here. Price of eggs did jump a little bit, but not that significant to notice. It said 49%. As much as 49%, you're not gonna notice half, 50%. Get out of here. You wouldn't notice your car only taking half a tank of gas? Or your savings account being cut in half? Or your budget? Or your home? Cut your home in half and see if you don't notice. That's ridiculous. Who said this? Yeah, of course you said that, dairy buyer. Gerald Morales. Oh, interesting. The demand for eggs in December rises dramatically due to an increase in baking and more family breakfasts. Now, why? Let me do some thinking here. December, more baking. All right, sure, I'll buy that. Christmas cookies. Christmas cookies, Christmas dinners. That makes sense to me. More family breakfasts. That makes sense because kids get some time off for winter break and parents would be cooking for the family. Also, adults usually get some time off, might be doing some more family breakfasts. All right, I'll buy it. And New Year's. December, okay, yeah, I mean, that much different, I don't know, but sure, some difference, sure. Seasonal cycles that chickens go through, less daylight affects the regularity of egg laying process. All right, lastly, inflation is impacting every market at this point. Okay, so it sounds like the perfect storm. That's what it sounds like here. It sounds like the perfect storm. All right. Top 3 grocery basket item. All right, so we've got bird flu, we've got seasons, seasonal cycles. Yep, we got bird flu, we got seasons, and we've got Christmas, family breakfasts, seasonal fluctuations, avian flu, due to those things. All right, well, we cracked that case. That makes sense to me. I'm gonna check one more thing. Let's see. What? Egg shortage. National egg shortage. Record number of bird flu outbreaks. Keep eggs in stock. Yeah, I'm about to buy a few eggs. A dozen tomorrow. 2 dozen eggs. Gotta get some fresh ones. Yeah. Jeez. Jeez. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. All right. So bird flu. Seasons. Does the bird flu come from? Bird flu is caused by a type of influenza virus that rarely infects humans. Dozen types of bird flu have been identified, including the 2 strains that have most recently infected humans. Oh, H5N1. I think I remember hearing about that one. When bird flu does strike humans, it can be deadly. Wow. Rarely, but deadly. All right. Bird flu may begin with 2 to 7 days of infection, cough, fever, sore throat, muscle aches, headache, shortness of breath. All right. Well, at the beginning of this, I told you that my hearing has changed, and I don't think that I have bird flu because that's not a symptom. So I think we're good. Complications: pneumonia, pink eye, respiratory failure, kidney dysfunction, heart problems. Nope, I'm good. Definitely don't have bird flu. Poultry and egg products. Cook thoroughly. Steer clear of raw eggs. Good, don't do that anyways. Avoid cross-contamination. Use hot soapy water to wash cutting boards, utensils, and all surfaces that may have come into contact with raw poultry. I added the word may in there. Okay. So, influenza virus, but it didn't tell me where it came from. How does the bird flu start? Ah, good old CDC. Fowl plague, poultry disease observed in Italy. Fowl plague was then differentiated from fowl cholera, 1880. Bird flu references. Reports of subsequent outbreaks. Okay, doesn't tell us where it starts though. Spanish flu. This thing has been mutating for years. New influenza. East Asia, Asian flu. Geez, that's not nice. Jeez, 116,000 people died to this flu. Bird flu, 1950s, reported in poultry. Remember, they did say that they started different practices in 1925. So, live bird markets, past outbreaks. Bird flu and birds. All right. Avian influenza refers to a disease in birds caused by infection with avian bird influenza flu type A viruses. Viruses have been isolated from more than 100 different species of wild birds around the world. These viruses occur naturally among wild aquatic birds worldwide and can infect domestic poultry and other bird and animal species. Wild aquatic birds include water birds, waterfowl such as ducks, geese, swans, gulls, and terns, and shorebirds such as storks, plovers, and sandpipers. Wild aquatic birds, especially dabbling ducks, are considered reservoirs hosts for avian influenza A viruses. Can be infected with avian influenza A viruses in their intestines and respiratory tract, but some species such as ducks may not get sick. So duck eggs. I should be looking for duck eggs. May not get sick. Doesn't mean that they won't, but may not. All right. Infected birds can shed avian influenza A viruses in their saliva, nasal secretions, and feces. Susceptible birds become infected when they come in contact with saliva. With the virus as it is shed by infected birds. They can become infected through contact with surfaces that are contaminated with virus from infected birds. Okay. Naturally is what it says. It happens naturally, occurs naturally among wild aquatic birds worldwide. That just doesn't do it for me. Where does bird flu come from? Here we go. Infect humans. Bird flu. Avian flu, strain of influenza. Influenza, mostly wild water birds. Can infect domestic birds. It's not usual, but bird flu can also, okay, who does, no. What causes bird flu? Okay. How is bird flu treated? These drugs. All right. Okay. Great. This tells us nothing. Let's look up avian influenza. Avian flu. Where's the wiki?
World coach, you a fool for this.
Genetics. Subtypes. Jeez. Contaminated equipment. How do birds get bird flu? How do birds get bird flu? So it happens naturally, but like, how do birds get bird flu? Initially. Is it school? It's like National Geographic, but it's not. It says it occurs naturally, and We know that birds spread bird flu. Humans can also spread it. Wash your hands frequently. To be real, I probably shouldn't be eating eggs knowing that there's bird flu going around. I'm gonna sleep on it. And I will make a decision in the morning. All right, here we go. Concerning scientists. Here we go. Oh, this is last year. How long has this been going on? Mass infections in wild birds pose a significant risk to vulnerable species, are hard to contain, and increase the opportunity for the virus to spill over into people. Yo, if it's not one thing, it's another. And now it's the fucking bird flu. 3,000 outbreaks in poultry in dozens of countries. 77 million birds have been culled to curb the spread of the virus. What does culled mean? Does that mean killed? More easily than ever before. All right, here we go. Virus origin. The highly pathogenic strain emerged in commercial geese in Asia around 1996 and spread in poultry throughout Europe and Africa in the early 2000s. By 2005, the strain was causing mass deaths in wild birds, first in East Asia, then in Europe. Since then, the strain has repeatedly infected wild birds in many parts of the world. Where did it come from? Virus affects some wild bird species more severely than others. All right, so this flu just popped up out of nowhere in 1996. Humans have been around for ages and just out of nowhere. All right. And it mutates. This is last year. So we've been dealing with this for a while. Wow, that's a lot of birds. But also we just watched them birth a lot of birds. Wow. A highly pathogenic bird flu virus is tearing its way through the US farms and chicken yards, spreading to at least 24 states less than 2 months after the first outbreak was reported in a commercial flock. Yeah, I'm blaming humans here. Like, somebody is doing this. I don't believe what's naturally occurring, but it just popped up in 96. What is new now that wasn't new in 96? 96. What was new in 1996 that hadn't happened before? New things in the mid-90s. Well, all I've got is funny movies, Chicago Bulls, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. Yo, the 90s was lit. And I'm not willing to blame the 90s for the bird flu. Nope, not willing to do it. You're gonna have to come with something better. Oh, just magically appear. Oh, 96. Ah, surprise, bird flu. No. Somebody did it. Somebody maniacal. Somebody did it. Bird flu. Somebody did it. Excuse me. It's past my bedtime. All right, we did see that. We did see 1924. Let's go back here. 1880s. Foul plague. All right, let's go back there. Let's do that real quick. In 1878, the term foul plague was used to describe the poultry disease observed in Italy and other European countries. Okay. Does this mean that it didn't exist anywhere else? Because Europe got some shit going on. There are reports of subsequent outbreaks in poultry, 1894, 1901 in Italy, which spread with the poultry stock of an itinerary poultry merchant to eastern Austria and Germany, and later to Belgium and France. Spanish flu. All right, let's look up foul plague. Foul plague. Okay. Bird disease. All right, let's see here. We're not talking about humans right now. I want to know how the birds got it first. Okay. That's more of this. Okay, here we go. First known cases. This is Britannica. This is the encyclopedia. You say trust the facts, but I just read 2 different dates. Trust but verify. I tell somebody 96. They say 97. Am I supposed to know? Well, we gotta dig a little deeper. First known cases in humans. Oh, and humans were reported in 97. Influenza, poultry in Hong Kong. Interesting, because we just saw Europe. Everybody trying to blame somebody else. 850 between 2003. Oh, that's not terrible. Oh, more than 50% of those people died. That's not good. Vaccine development. Bird flu just popped up out of nowhere. 1800s. Bird. Or wait. Foul. It would help if I could spell. Okay. Here we go. 1918 caused a human pandemic. 50 million people. Century later, phylogenetic methods. Here we review the history. Okay, great. This is very sciencey. What is this? Jeez. I believe this. Whatever they're saying, I believe it. Well, it is a government website, but I think this is reliable. I hope. National Institute. They got a bunch of sources. I always say cite your sources. They're citing stuff. That's good. Whether or not I'm going to go through these today, I'm not going to go through these today, so there's that. Look at all these science stuff. All right, here we go. Avian influenza and human pandemics. 100 years ago, 1918, the Spanish flu pandemic. million people. Since then, Asian flu, Hong Kong flu, swine flu, 2009. I remember that. Waterfowl, thought to be the natural reservoir. So what? It just comes from the water? Is that what we're getting at? It just comes from the water? These water birds, ducks, geese, and swan, gulls, terns, and sandpipers, remember we read that, are thought to be the natural reservoir in these host species is not only typical low pathogenic, but can be asymptomatic, so you might not even know that they got it. It's been shown that migratory birds may carry this as well as other viruses asymptomatically over long distances. Yeah, these things are flying. Can spread along migratory flyways. For example, remote sensing and phylogenetic analysis showed that the distribution of these viruses in Eastern Asia followed wild bird migratory flyways in the time period 2003-2012. All right. Okay. Well, there's a bunch of science here, and all we've got so far is that it started with water birds. If I missed something, which is very possible, it's very possible that I missed something. It said 1918, the Spanish flu, but it didn't say abstract. It doesn't say where this came from. So we're gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna move on to eggs, because I need to know, we know why there's an egg shortage, avian flu, seasonal stuff. We know where the eggs are coming from, and we've looked into egg science. I guess there's not really a chicken shortage. Well, there is actually chickens, because chickens are dying. Chickens are they gotta do away with these chickens because this swine flu. So I want to know, are they cloning eggs? Some of the stuff I'd be Googling is not what you think, I promise. It was actually, I did that Blueface video, and it was a shirt that he was wearing. No, and now I'm typing in Blueface. It was a shirt he was wearing, and I was trying to crop the picture, and it copied what was on his shirt. So there's that. Oh, I want to know, are they cloning chicken? Oh, well, let's see if they're cloning chickens first. FDA. Don't trust this agency, but we'll look. Cloning is a new technology. Actually, cloning isn't new at all. In fact, we eat fruit from plant clones all the time. Where do you think the seedless stuff is coming from? We've been cloning plants for decades. We refer to it as vegetative propagation. It takes about 30 years to breed a banana from seed. What? Breed a banana from seed. Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. So to speed the process of getting fruit to market, most bananas, potatoes, apples, grapes, pears, and peaches are from clones. Clones are a specific animal's DNA grafted onto another body. Absolutely not. Let's see. Where's a chicken? Not necessarily. In fact, many clones have slight variations in coat color and markings. Let's look up chicken. Oh! Cow clones make human pharmaceuticals in their milk. Lots of people get this confused. Clones we're talking about here are just clones. They don't have any new genes added to them. They don't make pharmaceuticals or any non-milk substances in their milk. They do the same thing as their conventionally bred counterparts. Cows that make pharmaceuticals in their milk are genetically engineered. That is, they have new genes added to them. Some of these genetically engineered animals can be reproduced by cloning, which is why some people get confused about this concept. When a chicken clone lays eggs, the chicks that hatch are clones. Neither chickens nor any kind of bird have been cloned yet. So far, mice, rats, rabbits, cattle, and the closely related but endangered gowers and bantings, swine, sheep, goats, are mammals that have been cloned. Interesting. So they're saying chickens haven't been cloned yet. What about eggs? Why are chickens being cloned?
World coach you a fool for this.
So, see, this is 2000. This is 2021. 2021, the FDA said that they're not cloning chickens. They literally listed almost all the other livestock, but said that chickens aren't being cloned. And I said that I don't trust them. When a chicken clone lays eggs, the chicks that hatch are clones. Neither chickens nor any other kind of bird have been cloned yet. All right, cool. That's what you say? Now let's check this other government agency out. The scientists who created the Dolly sheep are planning to clone a hen that can lay golden eggs that are rich in proteins to fight human cancer. Interesting. Announced a project aimed at breeding flocks of genetically altered chickens that will act as living pharmaceutical factories producing anti-cancer treatments in their eggs. We are playing God. And I think I'm okay with it. Yeah, I think we're supposed to take care of the stuff. And I think like humans just do what humans do, and we're gonna mess with stuff, which is like how we got cars from Earth materials. So we're making other Earth materials from other Earth materials. We're like cloning. That's crazy. When you think about it, it's crazy what we're doing here. We are taking things from, because maybe it came from another planet. Maybe it was moon rocks or something. Right? We're literally taking all the stuff from this planet and creating, good Lord, we're taking all the stuff from this planet and creating other things for this planet. We take a chicken with materials that come from the earth, plastic, metals, stuff inside computers and factories, machinery, and we put these two together somehow, science, and then we could create new stuff, which is chickens and eggs. That's crazy. All right, so Roslin Institute, confident of success, said that their work will result in a new generation of cancer treatments. That's cool. Has already bred transgenic chickens and shown that proteins useful in treating human disease can be extracted from their eggs. That begs the question that are eggs good? Are eggs good for you? Let's do this real quick. Are eggs good for you or not? Egg is standard breakfast fare, but many people may be wondering whether eggs are healthy. 78 calories. Eggs are efficient, rich source of protein and vitamins, which is why I eat them. Eggs are also a good source of other nutrients, including vitamin D, which aids bone health and the immune system. Well, it sounds like them chickens in them factories need some bone health, or just space. Egg yolks can also be good for the eyes. I need something that's good for this ear because this is bugging me. Sunny side of eggs. All right, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. We probably more embracing of eggs with heart-healthy dietary pattern than we were 20 years ago, but still a source of dietary cholesterol. Okay. An egg a day may just keep the doctor away. Now, what about 3? Because that's what I usually do. Whether and how to eat eggs. All right, here we go. Another study, hold on. Researchers studied nearly 500,000 Chinese adults over 9 years and found up to 1 egg a day led to a lower risk of heart disease and stroke. Experts have pointed out, however, that participants in the study were not eating a Western diet. What does that mean? More rice, more fish, more noodles. Grains. More grains, not just rice, but more grains. Probably. What is a Western diet? I'm trying not to do that, but really want to jump in that. All right, we're doing it. We're gonna do it. We're doing it. Western diet. Western diet. Definition. Fast food. Western diet is characterized for being rich in saturated fats, refined carbohydrates, and salt. This diet has been increased. Hold on, where'd it go? Where'd it go? This diet has been linked to the increased prevalence of metabolic disorders, including obesity, diabetes, or cardiovascular diseases and other conditions, including cognitive impairment, emotional disorders, depression, anxiety, and chronic stress related to HPA dysregulation. Highly palatable foods that can trigger eating addictive-like behaviors, including seeking and binging fat and sugar intake, causing long-term changes in the brain. All right, so the Chinese people that were eating an egg a day weren't doing this bullshit, which nobody should be doing this bullshit. This is crazy. All right. Western diet. Another study from May, American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, found that eating at least 12 eggs a week for 3 months, 12 eggs a week, 12 eggs a week for how long? 3 months. For 3 months, did not increase cardiovascular risk factors for people with prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. Interesting. All right, so 12 a week is 1.5 a day. You want to do some math with me?
Cause you a fool for this.
12 divided by 7. A little over 1.5. A little over 1.5 a day, 1.7. All right, so I'm just gonna double it, and I think I'll be fine. Let's see, 12 days, it went hand in hand with the healthy diet. All right. No, there are risk factors. Diabetes. Eggs must be refrigerated and should be fully cooked because there's an increased risk of salmonella. Boiling, poaching, scrambling, or frying. I usually scramble mine. Egg whites provide plenty of protein without the cholesterol of the yolk. Oh. 2 eggs with 2 egg whites. What? What? Egg whites provide plenty of protein without the cholesterol of the yolk. Carson recalled making lower cholesterol scrambled eggs for her children by combining 2 eggs with 2 egg whites. Oh, So 4 eggs, just 2 egg whites. Oh, okay. Well, I usually use coconut oil, so that's cool. For sure don't use bacon grease. Who does that? I mean, you know, get it how you live, but also heart.org is saying that it might not be good for you. Are eggs good for you? It depends. All right. Copyright. Loaded with nutrients and protein. Take note. Okay, cholesterol. How much cholesterol? Don't overdo it. How much cholesterol should we be eating a day? An egg or 2 egg whites. I'm eating 3. But I probably should look into. I'm gonna ask a doctor. I'm gonna hit the homie John. Dr. John. It's not a today thing. All right, so let's see. Cloned chickens. Here we go. Virogen funding the work. Hold the rights to commercialize this technology. Virogen. Let's do that. Virogen. Golden egg. Virgin boy eggs. What is that? That don't sound right. Golden egg clone. All right, let's go back here. Who is it? Roslin Institute. Roslin Institute. Eggs. Egg clone. All right, Scientific American. All right, cool. I like it. Chicken egg, history, test. All right, so they have cloned. They have cloned, it looks like they have cloned these chickens. This is 2007. Have genetically engineered, this is NPR, have genetically engineered chickens to produce drugs in their egg whites. Talks about the findings. All right, here we go. Good evening. Is it that simple to make an egg with drugs in it? It's not that simple. It's certainly taken us a long time to get to this point. How'd you do it? Well, what we've done is the really hard part was trying to make genetically modified chickens at all in the first place. What we've done is take the advantage of a virus vector that's been designed, actually with human gene therapy, interesting, But we find that if we use this virus vector and inject it into chicken embryos and freshly laid eggs, that they can take in foreign genes into the chicken chromosomes. So we use this virus vector, and now we've put our own foreign gene in, and the foreign gene we use is sequences drive expression of one of the main egg white proteins linked up to the sequence so far, in our case, human beta interferon. So you get a transgenic chicken first. Yes, we get a transgenic chicken. Then you breed that. Out comes the eggs. That the egg whites have the drug in it. That's right. Wow. So the foreign protein, therapeutic protein, is only expressed in the ova of the hens when they're laying eggs, but it becomes part of the egg white. Interferon. Cytokine. Wow. Now the idea is not to feed the eggs to people, right? I mean, no, that's right. The idea is this way of making the protein drug. But after that, we'll have to purify it out of the egg white, extract it from the egg white, and make sure there's no egg white proteins left. And once we have a pure drug, it will then go to clinical trials, as any new drug has to. Wow. Okay. So, they have cloned chickens, and they're using the eggs to make drugs that should treat, hopefully cure, cancer. And I hope it's safe. That was 2007. It's been 15 years since then. I'm pretty sure they've got it down to a science. So we found out that they are. Let's see here. Cloning eggs. Let's go back. Egg clone. Chicken. Egg clone. Clone chickens on the menu?
World coach, you a fool for this.
So they clone the chicken. I don't know if they're GMO eggs. GMO eggs. We do. Eggs without hens. Oh, what did I just read? Microsoft founder giving forest stars new kind of eggs, hoping to disrupt $9 billion industry. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh. Engineered. That's crazy. Although I've seen that before. Engineered eggs. That's crazy. No yolk. Wow. All right. So, cool. So we know why there's an egg shortage. We know that eggs can be good for you. Sounds like in moderation. Let's see. What does it say? Oh, which came first, chicken or the egg? The egg. Are they cloning eggs? It doesn't look like they're cloning eggs themselves. I'm not really satisfied with what I found, but they've made chickens that are laying cancer-treating eggs.
World Coast, you a fool for this.
So, yeah, there's that. And last but not least, I do want to know biggest producer, largest producer of eggs. I'm gonna find this out, and I want to know how much money they're making. They said $9 billion. Sheesh. Let's see here. TBS News. That's 2020. Let's do Statista. I like Statista. I think that they're pretty reliable. And there should be some sources down here. All right, let's see here. All right, China, US. We're like 4th on this list. I mean, since 2020. Show sources information. Yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. Wow. Noted. Maybe I need to go to Chinatown to go get some eggs? Yeah, Chinese eggs in Chinatown? World's top 10 egg producers. I just want to read it. If you don't got it, somebody else does. Let's go with top 3. That's fine. This is a random. Oh, this is U.S. Cal-Maine Foods. All right. Let's see what Cal-Maine Foods is doing. Cal-Maine Foods is the largest hen producer in the States. Let's see what they're doing. Oh, let's see avian flu. Record earnings as egg prices skyrocket. Not surprised, not one bit, but shares drop. Interesting. How's that? Wow. 800 million in the last quarter. When was this written? 2023. Oh wow, this was just produced. Great. This is perfect. They made 800 million last quarter. Wow. They're making money through this. You know what? I wouldn't be shocked if they had something to do with the bird flu. I'm just going to say it. They're posting record numbers. Doesn't mean that they did, but I would not be surprised if that's what I found out. Selling price for eggs has increased by 24%. Let's say 25. We'll round it up. Egg prices have increased 49% year over year. Egg prices have begun to recede in the new year. Okay, that's nice. Consumer demand for shell eggs continued to be good in the quarter. All right, well, there you have it. I want to know how much this company is worth. It said their shares fell. This was September of last year. All right, $55 a share in the fiscal 2023 first quarter, swinging from an $18 million loss last year. Wow. So they lost $18 million the same time last year. Yeah. And we were seeing information on the bird flu like June of last year. Yeah, wow. Not saying that they had anything to do with it. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. And on that note, I think we found out. I'll probably do a little bit more research on this, but I think we cracked the case. We know why there's no eggs, the avian flu and seasonal stuff, from what we've read, and we know where eggs come from. We know how they come and how the chickens are treated, where they come from. We saw both sides, right? We saw, you know what? Let's do this real quick. Free range. Let's do this. We'll do free range. Free range. Oh. Okay. Oh, those are nice. Give us pictures. Show us pictures. Yeah, I think that's free range. Oh. Okay, let's do this real quick.
When it comes to eggs, are you wondering what the difference between cage-free,
Yep.
free-range, and organic is?
Absolutely.
That makes you, me, and everyone else.
Dear Organic Valley, all these different egg labels are so confusing. How
Yeah,
can I trust what I'm getting?
you can't.
Great question. Reading an egg carton can be kind of
You
tricky,
can't trust
so
what
here's
you're
one of
getting.
our experts
You
with
hope.
all the information you need to know before
They
your next shopping
use
trip.
language.
90% of all eggs produced in the United States come from chickens that are kept in cages. So how do you
Yep.
navigate the other 10% to make sure that you are buying a well-raised egg?
Yep.
Let's
That's
take
what
a
I need to
closer
know.
look at cage-free eggs. While
Okay.
cage-free hens may not be kept in cages, they are confined indoors, often in a crowded
It's just
hen
a bigger
house in
cage.
artificial light where they have very little room to walk, roost, or nest.
Their diet
It's the
consists
same
primarily
thing.
of conventionally grown grain. They are given antibiotics, and these hens never spend any time outside.
Yeah, I don't want no antibiotics in my chickens.
Free-range eggs?
The free
Okay.
range label is an improvement. Free range hens must have outdoor access.
Okay.
According to the USDA, free range eggs
Outdoor
must be produced
access.
by hens that are able to roam vertically and horizontally and have access
Able
to fresh
to.
food and water with continuous access to the outdoors during their
I don't like
laying
those
cycle.
words.
When
Just
it
because
comes
they're
to the
able to
pasture-raised
doesn't
claim,
mean that they
the
do.
USDA has a set standard for what pasture-raised means for meat and dairy, but it does not have any defined animal welfare standards for poultry.
Yeah, see?
Not surprisingly, the pasture-raised claim is creating a lot of customer confusion, which is why Organic Valley doesn't use it. The organic seal on eggs not only addresses the hen's physical living environment, but it also provides assurance about how each
See,
hen is
that's
fed
what I
and
want.
cared for.
I want outdoor
According to
chickens.
the USDA organic livestock standards, farmers must allow their hens year-round access to the outdoors while meeting all organic crop production standards. Organic hens have access 24/7 to organically grown grains. Beyond
Okay,
feeding
see?
and land management, an organic hen cannot be given hormones for either reproduction or growth, and the use
I like
of
that.
antibiotics are prohibited.
I like that.
Because all these different labels can mean different things to everyone who looks at them.
The Organic Valley free-to-forage philosophy makes our animal care standards very straightforward.
I like that.
Forage means access to fresh air, sunshine, and organic pasture. They can go where they want, when they want, weather permitting, of course.
I like that.
Science is
Free to
showing
forage.
that certified organic eggs from chickens raised with the freedom to forage contain more vitamin A, E, and D than eggs produced by hens that are confined indoors.
Yeah, probably. They're happier and
These
healthier.
eggs also have higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids.
To find eggs from hens that live the way nature intended, there are only two things that you need to look for. One,
Okay.
the USDA certified organic label, which guarantees
Okay.
an organic diet, and two,
The Free to Forage logo, which guarantees the highest standard of animal welfare.
To find Organic Valley eggs near you, try our product locator. Till next
All right.
time,
Well,
Organic Valley.
when I do find some eggs, I do know what kind of eggs I'll be getting. And yeah, it should be the organic joints. And wish me luck. I think that I will be getting eggs in the morning and they'll just be organic. So with that being said, thank you for taking this journey with me, for jumping in the rabbit hole. I know it's been an adventure. And it is your boy, Matty Swank, your favorite neighbor's favorite neighbor, reminding you not to be foolish, love your neighbor.